Hey folks, I'm back again. This is your boy Alonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Like I say every week, y'all, we're open this microphone from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park, you are live with the Godfather. Now, this is part two of the show we started earlier. We had a little technical difficulty, so I started the show over again. I waited for my man Dusty to pop back in, and what he does, we're gonna pick up right where we left off at because we was about to get heated. In the meantime, folks, hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. And if you didn't, hey, what can I tell you? Shit, I did. But sometimes it be like that. All right, Dusty, where you at, Doc? We ready to get this party. Hey, come right there. Just like clockwork. There he is. There he is. There he is. Now we back.
Now we back. We looking good?
Yeah, we did. Because I didn't see, usually right by the live clock, there's a number. I didn't see that number. It just popped up 10. We good.
Okay, cool. Yep, I see it right here. Boom. All right, cool. Now we're good because it's usually the first thing I see when I click on YouTube. All right, cool. Did you get a chance? You want me to set you up again, man? Because you were on a roll, dude.
Give me that live. Give me that live. Right. Kobe, give me that live.
All right, here we go. All right, cool. So smash and grab robberies are on the rise, happening all over the country, and they're starting to arrest some of these dummies. Even though they're wearing masks, they're getting identified by things such as their neck tattoos. They're jumping into cars that are right outside of the shop. Talk to me, Lonzo. I know you have a lot to talk about this one.
Like I said earlier, whatever kind of weed they smoking, whatever they sipping on, whatever they drinking, whatever kind of pills they ingesting, erases all common sense as they do these robberies. I'm not going to tell nobody how to commit a perfect crime, but basically everything about this is stupid. First of all, everything is stupid. First of all, you can't afford a hammer, okay? You can't afford a hammer. Okay? You got to go to Home Depot and steal some hammers to go break in to a store in Beverly Hills. That tells me a couple different things. One, ain't no daddy at the house. Because if you had a daddy at the house, a hammer would be there too. Every daddy, most daddies with any kind of skills got a hammer, okay? Now, for you to go to the Lakewood Home Depot, you passed up Compton, you passed up Gardena, you passed up Paramount to get to Lakewood. Lakewood Home Depot sits directly in front of the Lakewood Sheriff's Station. Now, you ain't getting no reconnaissance.
Literally right across the street.
Literally across the street from the Home Depot is the Lakewood Sheriff Department. Now, unless you were just trying to piss in the police face and tell them it's raining, you stupid. You're stupid. You got into a red car with body damage. You took off the license plates when you did the first smash, but you didn't put them back on. That's not very bright. Okay? Now, you got 4 young black folks in a raggedy ass red car in Beverly Hills. Guess what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna get pulled over. Okay? Now y'all got hammers with Home Depot tags on them. Somebody even allegedly had a cash register or some parts of the cash register still in the car. They only caught 4 of them to my knowledge. But you best believe the other ones will not be far behind because they're not gonna ride that beef by themselves. And this has been common practice. Now, all this started when the current DA lowered some of these so-called nonviolent crimes.
Right.
Okay? I guess he called himself giving crackheads a break because crackheads were known at one point in time for shoplifting. Shoplifting, depending on what you were stealing, could be a felony, and sometimes even like $500 worth of shit could be a felony. So he called himself giving them a break, but also what you did is open the door for these new brothers and sisters to act a fool and run in the stores and walk out with a gang of stuff because you can't shoot them. You can't shoot nobody over material stuff, period. And even if they get caught, they're going to get slapped on the wrist because most of them are kids. Now, a little ass whooping was taking place in Lakewood. Somebody supposed to put hands on a security guard or a customer or something like that. That's going to cause you a problem. Meanwhile, you got I don't know, I think it was like 30. It was 18 to 25 people went in the Home Depot.
I've seen some as high as 100 people going into Louis Vuitton and it's all over the internet. It's crazy.
So these are probably the same folks that block off the freeway and do circles on the Saturday night. Okay.
Oh, I
See,
hate
this
that.
this is what happens when you stop putting hands on babies. Okay. When you stop whooping ass, this is what happens. This is what happens. When I say babies, I'm talking about 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds,
toddlers,
toddlers, and the toddler tell you to fuck yourself, and you think it's cute. He out in the street doing circles in the middle of the goddamn street and breaking into Home Depot with his buddies because he think it's cute. Because he ain't never been chastised. This is what happens when you don't have any type of formal discipline in the house. And now even in the law, law don't have a formal way of discipline nobody. I'm really not trying to. I'm not trying to come off like somebody that's a child abuser by no means. But my generation was the last generation that got their ass whooped at school.
In school, yes. I was right on the tail end of that. Okay. I remember a paddle vividly in my Baptist school when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. And my mom actually had to sign a note to if they wanted to whoop my ass or not. My mom always said, nah, I'll whoop his ass at home.
My mama said yes every fucking time, okay? Every time. And the deal was, if they got to whoop your ass, you get the extra ass whooping because they got to whoop your ass, okay? Mm-hmm. So this is a direct result of not having any kind of corporal punishment. I'm not saying beating somebody is always the answer, but it does get one's attention, okay?
Yes, it does.
It definitely gets your attention. Number 2, this is coming from some of that hover momming, okay? I have friends that be coaching football, little league football, baseball, soccer, whatever the case may be for decades. But they stopped doing it because you got moms. Don't talk to him like that. That's my son. Okay. Don't talk to him like that. Well, you know what?
So true.
That's the problem. Somebody got to talk to him like that because he's a lazy little fuck, okay? Mm-hmm. And he's a disrespectful little fuck, and you let him talk to you any kind of way, and you think he can talk to me any kind of way, and it don't work like that. That don't work. Mm-hmm. But because you allowed at your house, I'm supposed to allow it on the field. So guys like, you know what? I'm out of here, okay? Because if I got to sit here and argue with her, I can't even coach my team, so I got to argue with moms, okay? Mm-hmm. I got to argue with some of these moms, okay? This is generation that in some cases, mama rolls to the school and gangbang on the teacher.
Yep. Okay. With a cock wig and all, huh?
Wig like a son bitch, cock wig and all, attitude. So when you got this kind of unchecked attitude, and then you combine that with some drugs, some weed, or some other shit, ain't no telling what it might do. Ain't no telling what they might do. Okay, they never. Some cases, not all. No, don't get me twisted. I'm not speaking for everybody. But some of them never really had that. Some of them ain't never heard the word. Wait till your daddy get home. I'm gonna tell your daddy. Some of them never heard
right
the word.
There. That right there.
Never heard that before. Okay. In some cases, you got moms that try to be kids' friends, and that don't work. Okay. Sometimes you got dads trying to be cool with the kids, and that don't work. But meanwhile, you got a bunch of kids running around here looking crazy and doing crazy shit. So far, have any white kids done this?
Smash and grabs?
Yeah.
I can't tell, but when you run, when guys are running on TV, you try to get a gauge of it. They're running with, some swag or whatever. And it's looking like some inner city cats. So I don't know. I'm sure there's some white cats out there doing it, but this sounds like some, yeah.
I'm quite sure it is. But I just hate it. But again, here's the part that's really, first of all, whether people want to accept it or not, or believe it or not, it's a black eye on hip hop. Because hip hop get blamed for every damn thing kids do. It's a black eye on hip hop. It's the hip hop generation, okay? And this generation right here ain't the first generation, but it's one of the main generations that almost glorify all the Beverly Hills items, the Gucci, the Fendi, all that stuff. They love that kind of stuff. Now, whether they can afford it or not, that's a different story. But because it's always being thrown in their face, they feel they got to have this belt, this bag, and in a lot of cases, they actually keep the shit and wear it.
Yeah, dummies,
okay,
serial number and all,
everything, okay. So you break into a store to buy something that you can't afford and wear it to floss it around people who know you didn't buy it, And as soon as they get in trouble, guess what they're gonna do? Okay,
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Toss you like a damn salad. Okay, you're gonna get tossed like a salad. So here we are once again on a Tuesday night discussing stupidity of today's youth.
Yeah.
Because you ain't none of this made no sense yet. None of it. I've seen it multiple times, but again, it's a direct result of the district attorney not prosecuting low-level crimes. So they figure they can do what they want to do. Okay, they can, they don't prosecute jaywalking no more. They're not prosecuting low-level traffic tickets no more. It's hard to get a warrant down there. Okay, where were they at when I was going to jail? Shit. Okay, but again, I don't know whether it's a trap, and it really makes me suspicious how all this. It seemed like a trap to me, man. It seemed like a trap. Why do you think it's a trap, Dusty?
Because they're making it easy for us to do dumb stuff. They're giving us masks to cover our faces to do it with, so they can bring those 1994 laws back in, man, and lock all of our asses back up.
Biden got on boots. And exactly, dude. I mean, I was thinking about this. It reminds me of 1994. See, these kids was born after 94. They don't know what happened in 94. Okay, in 94, they had gang injunctions. They had all kind of shit because we was having the same kind of issues. Bodies was falling in LA County like it was nobody's business. They passed laws that made it impossible or made it illegal for 3 or 4 guys from the gang to hang out. If you guys are hanging together with the gang, y'all to the gang, bam, gang injunction. Whatever you did, time got magnified. And the ACLU and some other organizations fought that, and it broke up a lot of stuff in the hood. Meanwhile, crack died down or moved away, whatever the case may be. But now they got this new situation where what's the new DA's name? Gasketti?
I don't know. I'll look it up though.
The new DA, when he came in, he stopped prosecuting a lot of low-level stuff, and people just start like, I can go into the store and steal something, and they can't do nothing. So why you need money?
Yep.
Why you need money? Okay, security guard can't put no hands on you. What else? They damn sure can't shoot you for stealing no product. So you can walk out with something. You walk out with a microwave or something low level, and just walk out, put it in your car, and go. Now
anything below $995 alleged, apparently.
Because it used to be 500. 500 was the petty crime limit. Okay, so that means theoretically you could go in there and steal an iPhone 7, but you don't steal a 13 because your ass is You can go steal some iPhones or some tablets, maybe, but you don't steal a 13. Anything past an iPhone 10, your ass go into penitentiary. And this, that one penny make a big difference in your life. So, hey, I don't understand it. I understand why they do it, but should they do it? No, it's not going. And it makes. And here's the bad part about that, man. That shit's gonna be all over Fox News, and they're gonna show a bunch of black kids out here looting. Ain't nobody fighting for nothing right now. They just looting. Basically, they just looting. They just looting because they can. Okay, that's basically what's happening. You got a bunch of black kids out here looting because they can.
And that's going to show America. That's going to give America a certain image of
and an excuse.
You and I, who are legal, abiding, tax-paying citizens.
It's going to give them. It's going to give them justification on the legal end and an excuse on other ends to do whatever they want to. Then we got to stop all this law. I saw the governor. They're lawless. Yeah, they are. Okay, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, man. Well, let's talk a little bit more. I have a couple of stories that are kind of along the similar lines of what we're talking about. I'm gonna combine both of these, and I would love your opinion. But the first one, a Chicago mom was shot dead at the same exact spot her teen son was killed at just days earlier. And I'm gonna combine that with this headline that I read a couple days ago. On Friday, Philadelphia surpassed 501 murders in 2021, surpassing the record of 500 homicides in the year
1990.
1990, right around. Yep. Boom, same shit. Yep. Yeah, man. Here we go, Lonzo. I mean, it's we're going backwards, man.
Going backwards, dude. 1990 was a hell of a year, man, all over the country, dude.
Mm-hmm.
New Jack City was everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about this, right? They think this is some new shit. This is not any new shit. Okay. And none of this shit new. It's just new to you. All right. Trust me, they got a playbook already ready for this shit right here. You better be ready for it. There is a playbook already written for it. All they gotta do is get you permission to exercise it. You don't know how much money they make, how much extra money may be in that bill with that new bill they got for that trillion, 1.9 trillion for bridges and shit. Might be for some more jails and prisons too, Doc. You better watch your ass, folks. But you ain't paying attention. Y'all too busy playing PlayStation. Y'all ain't paying attention. You ain't paying attention.
They want that $500 belt, man. Those Gucci slippers, like, and they're not thinking that this is all a plan.
You got a $500 belt on, and you see your pants still sagging. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Your pants still sagging. Get the fuck out of here.
And you're at the bus stop. I literally have seen someone with a Gucci belt, Jordans, just chilling on the bus stop. I'm like, your life is going in the wrong direction.
Meanwhile, they gentrify the hood left and right. And after a while, you're gonna pass by here, you ain't gonna recognize it, you ain't gonna recognize the hood and nobody in it. That's when it's gonna be a shot. That's when you're gonna get it. They got it. They got us again. They got us again.
Drive through Inglewood. Tell me what you think. There was areas I would not walk past at past 6 p.m. in Inglewood. Now I see white dudes walking around with lattes with their little dogs and shit.
You better not mess with that man. Him or that dog. you better not mess with him and the dog, okay?
Oh man, that's real talk. Yeah, man. And what's killing me?
Go ahead.
What's killing me is moms aren't even safe, man. Going back to the Chicago mom, like old people aren't even safe. There was a time, and I talked to a lot of old gangsters on my show who did stuff back in the 80s and 90s, and they said there used to be a code. There used to be a code on blocks where you couldn't serve rocks during school hours. You know what I'm saying? If they found out you were slanging drugs during school hours, you would get disciplined. You know what I mean? But now it seems like there's no code. There's no street, nothing. It's just a free for all, man.
Well, there's no OGs, man. The OGs is still trying to rep the hood. They haven't converted to executives yet. They still kind of like what you call them, sergeant majors, as opposed to being generals. A lot of them still sergeant majors. You know what that means? In the Army, the highest ranking non-com officer is a sergeant major. He is over all the lower levels, okay? But he ain't shit compared to an ensign. An ensign, well, I'm speaking in terms of Navy right now. I was in the Navy. I was in the ROTC. And that's the first commissioned officer as an ensign, okay? By the time you go up to the admiral. The same thing with the Navy, with the Marines, whatever. You go up to the generals or whatever. Well, there ain't that many generals around, man. And the generals ain't speaking. The ones that are around ain't speaking. Not speaking on that. We got a lot of generals right now that rather be cool than to be. They'd rather be considered cool than to be considered leaders. Okay. Man,
that's so facts, and I'm seeing a lot of them on YouTube, and I'm kind of ashamed of that, man. Seeing these old guys who they're acting like the 25, 30-year-olds, and they're 60, 65, 70. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. I look at them like, damn, y'all still on that shit, man. Come on, man. You can't stay in the 90s forever, man. You can't stay in the 80s forever. And it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to live in it. I love the 80s. I had a great time in the 80s. 80s, I ain't gonna say it was my heyday because my heyday ain't over with yet. I'm still having a heyday right now. Shit, I got a new heyday right now, huh?
That's what I love about you.
Now. Okay?
I love that.
Now I had to evolve from being a sergeant major to a general. I got to speak on it, keeping it 100, because I'm not trying to be out in the streets like that. And I said something earlier today on my Clubhouse show I did, and I'm gonna say it again today. When you're in school, there's two people that got programs all the time. The A students, they get all the college stuff. And the F students, they get all the after school care. But the C and the B students, Ain't nobody got shit for them. Okay?
Hmm.
You know, you could be a gangster or you could be an idiot. Okay?
Hmm.
There's money for idiots, there's money for gangsters. What we doing right here, the people who's watching this show, they probably not gangsters. Okay? They probably some cool brothers and sisters that just want to get some game to stay out, keep their ass out of trouble, and get some, get some real input on something other than the past or how to go to penitentiary. Okay? And unfortunately, that don't pay like gangsters and dumb shit. Okay? This is real shit. And that's maybe why you, like you said, I might be getting suppressed a little bit because I keep it 100. Okay? I was watching my boy. I was watching my boy earlier. I was watching a video earlier with Rizza Islam. He's a buddy of mine. He was on my other show when I first started back in the day.
Oh wow!
He was on my very first show back when I first started, and he was talking about how he's been banned on Facebook, YouTube, everything, Clubhouse, everything. And I listened to what he said. Not what he said, man. I'm not a Muslim. I studied Islam, but I'm not a Muslim. But I've listened enough to know it's not totally wrong. But for him to be shut down the way he is and be on the FBI watch list, that's saying a whole lot, dude. That's saying a whole lot. That's saying a whole lot. So, it's certain things that folks, certain things that they don't want folks to know, and that's just real, man. And I can't speak on no super heavy shit, but I can speak on some of these streets. Okay, I can speak on some of these streets. How to keep your ass out of trouble. Okay, that's the damn show. All right, and ain't no pride in going to jail over somebody else's bullshit. Hey, I don't give a damn what they tell you, y'all, man. Hold your head up, nigga. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of that
shit. Stay 10 toes down, man. How the fuck is that gonna help me out, dog? Nah. Hey, Easy Steve, real quick. This is something I want to get at. Easy Steve said, "How can I get Lonzo's comic book?" Shoot him the info.
LonzoWilliams.com or hit me up on my email if you want to. I know you probably want to get an autograph. If you do, hit me up on my email, Real Lonzo N.W.A. That's 2 L's, Real Lonzo N.W.A. And we'll hook it up and we'll make it happen. Ain't no problem. That's how we do this.
Dope.
Okay.
Omar Rashad Bradley says Farrakhan is our most prolific leader of the past 40 years. He resides in Chicago and he can't even stop these guys.
Right, man, because these guys are disconnected from everybody. These guys are probably in their teens and early 20s, and they're disconnected. These guys were probably born after 9/11. They don't know nothing about shit. Okay, they walked into grew up on trap music. Okay, they grew up on they heard about N.W.A. They heard about certain things. They grew up listening to something else totally different. Their oldies are going to be something totally different from what we know here. So when and they never seen what I saw, what Dusty's seen. I mean, Dusty is young enough to be my son, but he's still seen enough to know better. These kids haven't seen shit. They know about George Floyd. They know about Ahmaud Arbery, but they haven't really seen the real political struggle that people had to go through to really be. I remember the Watch riot in the 60s, 66, 65. I remember Martin Luther King getting killed. I remember Malcolm X getting killed. I remember all that shit.
And when you say when you say riots, Lonzo, you're not talking about these riots we've had the past few years where it happens for a day or two. No, these were some real riots. The LA riots was some real shit.
That was
for a week,
maybe damn near 2 weeks, man. It was going down, dude, for real. It was going down. They had to break. They brought in the National Guard in real quick. Okay. And I remember as a kid finding a bullet, man. I remember. I'm gonna tell you the story. Some of y'all haven't been here before. I'm gonna tell you the story just in case you haven't heard it before. I remember.
I love this story.
I was a kid. I was about 10 years old, and we had we lived on a house was on the side street, but we lived on a hill. So my backyard was on the hill, and my dad had just put this garage back there. We put a basketball court up, but we didn't have a fence on the gate yet. Okay. And by me being the oldest, I was authorized to go out in the street to get the basketball if it rolled out in the street. My sister and brother had to watch. So one time the basketball rolled in the street, And while it was running, I'm running down the street to get the basketball, and I find an M16 bullet about this big. Okay, now I'm 10 years old, and I found a bullet. Man, the bullet. Oh, I got a bullet. Now I'm playing with this bullet. I'm a dumbass kid playing with a bullet. Thank God my sister was a snitch that she was, okay? And she dropped a dime on me. Mama, Eric, my middle name is Eric. They call me Eric. Eric found a bullet in the street. My mama said, where the bullet at? My mama got the bullet from me, kicked my ass for not telling her. And then when the National Guard did their patrols through the neighborhood, she flagged them son of a bitches down. And she, no, come here. My mom flagged down the National Guard and got in this white boy's face like it was nobody's business. My daddy was nervous as shit, okay? My dad was nervous as shit because my mama would do this. She didn't give a fuck. You fucking with my kids, okay? She didn't give a fuck.
You can't leave out the cock wig part. You can't leave out the cock wig part, though.
Wig? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Doc. Okay. My mama had this. My mama wore wigs like we wear baseball caps. She just grabbed this motherfucking wig, put on her head like it wasn't shit. Wig all twisted and shit. And she talking to the police like a motherfucker. She giving them the blues, okay? Wig twisted like a motherfucker. Oh man was embarrassed and nervous, okay? And we just sitting like kids going, damn. Yeah, our homeboy would say, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And then my mama would call. She would call she would call a county supervisor. She didn't give a damn. She didn't give a damn. In fact, after that situation, where we lived literally in a hole. Both sides come to my street. We had to come down the street. I lived on Carlton Avenue, 132nd, on the corner for years. When it rained, water would literally come up, flood our front yard. We lived in a hole. It would turn our front yard into literally a lake. We'd have to go around to 135th or El Segundo and walk through the backyard because we couldn't get to the front yard. My mama got tired of that shit and she started calling down to the county supervisors. She called their ass until they put some pumps in there to pump their water out. My mama did that shit. She wasn't no joke. Okay?
I love that.
She wasn't no joke. So yeah, I remember that shit. So
you got the chat room busting up, dude, and that's one of my favorite stories. I'm over here crying, dude. Marlon says I'm on the floor holding my stomach. Miami 808 says ha 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 ha.
Man, that's some real shit, dude. So when I see what's happening right now, it makes me suspicious of the next step. Because I remember when women had power in the community. Men had power too, but women had more. Women got away with more shit than because my mama, she talked a lot of shit, but she wasn't disrespectful. She let them people know that this was on my mind. I'm tired of my front yard turning into a lake every time it rained. I'm tired of the National Guard coming out and dropping bullets on my kids to shoot themselves with. What's wrong with y'all? I mean, this is a different time, man, and that made me the kind of guy that I am, dude. So it is what it is, man. It's my duty as an OG to reinvent myself and not tell these stories and make y'all be glorifying what I did as a young man, but to give y'all some education to hopefully help you make some better decisions than I did.
Man, dude, shout out to your mom, man. She sounds like an awesome person. Your dad sounds like a cool dude too, man. I can see where you get it from. Good stuff, man.
Man, I was listening to my dad tell stories all day long. Him and my uncle, they was a master storytellers, dude. They get full of that goddamn brown liquor and me lying. This shit be having you rolling. But hey, man, it is. But I tell you what, I learned how to tell stories, but I don't drink. Go figure. I learned what to do and what not to do.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Miami 808. He asked this question a couple weeks ago, and I have it in the queue, so we gotta ask it. It's just a random, simple question, but he says, "Random question for Lonzo: what's playing in your car stereo right now?"
Man, Wale. I was walking this morning. I was jamming Wale. Okay.
Love that, dude.
I was jamming Andre 3000, Outkast.
The GOAT, the greatest.
I was jamming the Dramatics, and then I even like Mary, man. the gospel group, they got a
Oh,
song
okay.
called "Go Get It." Man, that's my shit in the morning, man. Go get it. I mean, and understand me, man. And this is why I say, straight out of Compton was such bullshit when it came to me hating on music. I am a music lover of all types, man. If you really want to go in my box, I got Hall and Oates in that son of a gun. I got David Bowie. I got Benny and the Jets. I mean, I'm jamming all that shit that I'm doing my walk in the morning, man. I love the Doobie Brothers, okay? Zap, Funkadelic, don't make no difference. If it's funky, I don't put a tag on it like that. So for somebody to say, oh, he hated on gangster rap, no, y'all just need a villain for that particular point in time, and I qualified. So I'll take that. But that ain't me at all, man. I got a very diversified phone. My phone is full of shit. Hold on. Let me see what I got on my phone right now. Let me go to my music format, right? My musical thing right quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something. I was listening to A.W.B. this morning, Tyrone Davis, Ozzy Brothers, New Birth, DJ Quick, Bell and James, Second and None, BT Express, R. Kelly, yeah, I still jam R. Kelly, Mary J. Blige, 2 songs by Wale, John Legend, and Tupac, okay? Me and Tupac get along real good in the morning. Lil Wayne, all this Jackson 5, CeeLo Green, John Legend, Eric Benet, Jaheim, Raphael Sadiq, and Robin Thicke, just to name a few.
That's a very diverse, spread out playlist, man.
I'm in love with men that get cussed out the next. It's all the day for me.
Oh, man, I love music so much, man. I love music, dude. Let's move on. Big story this week, going back to Memphis rapper Young Dolph, who was killed a couple weeks ago. We talked about this pretty extensively, but a Memphis comedian, D Money, was killed. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and anyone who hasn't, many believe it's because he was joking about the Young Dolph murder. One of his posts said, and I'm reading this, as he said it, I'm not having a seizure. Man, if you ain't from Memphis, or if you the police, just quit trying to solve Young Dolph murder. These folks done came and locked my grandma up. Kind of funny, but probably not a good time to be joking about the Young Dolph case, right? When bodies are dropping and dropping and dropping on the daily basis.
There's a phrase called too soon.
Right.
Okay? It's too soon, dude. The wound is too fresh for you to be playing like that, man. You got people still crying. People still got to figure out how to get through this shit, man. They hadn't even buried homeboy yet. That's your big problem. Mm-hmm. They hadn't even. I think they just buried him. Was it yesterday or today?
I think today or yesterday. Yeah.
They just buried him yesterday or today. So if you clowning, making jokes before the funeral, nah, man, ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Yep.
That ain't never gonna work.
Yeah, man. I think Gilbert Gottfried, I'm sure you're familiar with the name, the comedian Gilbert Gottfried. He was the Aflac duck for years, just making bank, just saying Aflac. And right after 9/11, I believe it was, I may have my world disasters wrong, but I think it was 9/11. He made a joke. Done. Those millions of dollars down the drain. Goodbye. No more Aflac duck. And everybody kill for I would kill for an Aflac gig. I'm sure just as going and say Aflac and get $1 million, man.
Yeah, man. You are, especially when it comes to national disasters or even hood disasters, man. Some things you just don't mess with. Okay. I will not speak on Nipsey Hussle. I didn't know. I met him before, but I didn't know him. But I didn't understand. I didn't know his legacy. So I'm not going to speak on that. Okay, because it can get twisted real quick. Okay, I can't speak on it. And I find sometimes it's best if you don't know, shut your ass up. Okay, that's real talk. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and talk to you and dig up some shit that just talk some shit about somebody who I really don't know nothing about. Okay, most of the time you and I, we don't really rehearse the show, but we touch base on some subject matter, and you give me a heads up, I'll go look it up, or you'll look it up, and by the time I've already heard about it anyway. But there's some things that are near and dear to some people that you may not understand, and it's best to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone got at me foul in the comment section because I compared Nipsey Hussle to Tupac. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just shut the hell up, man. I can't even compare. And that's why even a couple of weeks ago when we talked about Young Dolph, I was like, I don't want to get anybody riled up, but he's compared. He's been compared as a Memphis version of Nipsey Hussle, because you know people get in their feelings in those comment sections, man.
Dude, I'm last week I had somebody comment with the show we did about Easy and worshiping the devil. And I've been getting hit up on that thing all since we hit it, man. I mean, one guy almost like he mad, man. You want to leave that man name out your mouth or something like that? I'm like, dude, you know, I knew this dude personally. Okay.
Yeah. Are you saying that to these white? No offense to these white podcasters who talk about Easy all the time. Who like, why are you attacking the man who was right next to the dude for years? I know
this guy personally. Okay. Unlike most of the people who are on this show and who watch this show, I knew this man personally. I knew how he thought. I mean, yeah, he may have said stuff, but a lot of times he said shit just because he knew how to troll before trolling was even around, man. He knew how to get your attention before you, and before it was even fashionable. He knew how to do that, just like these two white dudes with the crazy.
I'm an island boy. Oh man. My God! Did you see that? Please tell me you saw him get booed. That was the best thing ever.
That shit, man.
Yes, because we don't go for that bullshit. We don't, like, real people. You can't go to live in Atlanta and expect not to get booed like that, dog. You're a corny act. Those dudes, man. Oh my God.
But somebody's giving them money.
Somebody's giving them money. That's it. And you know what? We give them money when we click on their shit. I click on their shit. I'm like, who are these weird white Lil Wayne looking dudes?
Somebody's giving these dudes money, and that's all they need to do. And here we are in today's society. Okay, content is secondary. Music is secondary. The illusion and the fact that you're getting paid is everything. Okay, and I sit here as a grown ass man, and before I started doing my YouTube channel, before I took it serious, I took some classes on social media and YouTube. Yeah, I took classes as a grown ass man because I didn't know nothing about this right here. And I asked my instructor for YouTube. I said, "Hey man," I says, we talked about all the different types of YouTube channels people have, the food channels and toys and how much money they were making and stuff like this. And I scoured the internet to see what grown men were on it. I don't see a lot of black grown men on YouTube. Okay. I don't see a lot of older. I see a lot of white kids. I see a lot of young black kids. I don't see, especially when it comes to dropping any kind of knowledge. Now I see Boyce Watkins and the new dude that gives the girls a hard time all the time. I forgot his name. He talks about women all the time in the suit. You know what I'm talking about. But he's always well dressed, but he gives women a hard time. And there's a couple of different guys that talk about dressing, working on cars, whatever. But I don't see anybody actually just dropping any kind of knowledge. You got guys that claim to be, do a lot of stuff back in the day. That's all fine and dandy. But what I'm doing here is kind of one of a kind situation, because I'm speaking not just off the top of I pull the shit out of my ass. I'm talking from experience, okay? And I asked him, I said, "Hey man, is there any way I can run a YouTube channel and keep my dignity? Because that's very important to me."
That's the one, yeah.
He said, "Probably not, okay?" He said, "Cause that doesn't fit into the algorithms of YouTube." And I didn't understand that. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about the possible suppression of the channel because I'm dropping some real shit as opposed to some bullshit. But you know what? If I got to stay where I am with the few loyal viewers I have, I'll stay here, man.
Please.
What my boy told me something today. He said it ain't the numbers. He said it's not the amount of, it's not the numbers that count. It's not about the numbers. How many numbers that you count is that the numbers that you drop that they do count. Whatever, something like that. He gave me a phrase today. It's not how many something that you do. It's the content that counts. Okay. So if I can deliver some good content and help somebody, Marlon, because Marlon hit me up all the time. He gives me a lot of ideas. He hits me up on my text message from time to time. And some other folks we kick it offline from time to time. And if I can help guide that and keep somebody out of the penitentiary or keep somebody from getting hurt or shot, I did my job, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At the end of the day, you can lay down, you can look yourself in the mirror, and a lot of these people who are doing these shenanigans to get 50,000, 100,000 subscribers and all that, in a couple of years, they're going to look back and they're going to regret a lot of the stuff that they did. And I guarantee everything you do 50 years down the line, even when you're long gone, it's going to be something that you're going to be proud to show. Like, this is you right here. This is your channel. This is you. And you don't have to sell your soul or be a jackass to do it.
Yeah, I've passed on a lot of situations that I just didn't feel that was for me. That's all. I don't hate nobody that made choices, but I know people that made a lot of choices that wish they hadn't. Okay, a lot of people made a lot of choices based on money that they wish they didn't make, and I've seen it happen too many times. And I sit back and say, I remember during the housing crisis, man. My house went up to like almost 900 grand. Get a loan, pull the equity out. I'm not putting my money out there. Are you out your fucking mind? I can get you a loan right now, put a $500,000 in your pocket, and then what? Okay, it was a trick. It was a trick,
man.
It was a trick. Okay, and when the same company that loaned you the money came back and foreclosed on your ass and rented your house back. When is your house back to you? Okay?
Facts.
Boom, and straight up facts. The same houses that people loaned you this, gave you this money are these easy, just sign your name loans.
Yeah.
These variable rates, okay? Decided to raise the rates on your ass, and your house went from $500 a month to $3,500, and you ain't making but $2,500. And you only can hang on for so long that you got to let it go. They come back, buy the house back from the bank, and rent it back to your ass.
Yep.
Okay? I saw it coming. It didn't make sense. So when you start seeing stuff that's coming down the line that ain't making sense, just hold tight for a minute, man. People, hold tight. Just hold tight for a minute and see what's going to happen. And that's all I can tell you on that right there. Okay? Sometimes you got to hold your cards for a minute, man. Don't play again. Hold on.
Man, and that's why it's so important for people of color to know about real estate, to know about stocks, to know about cryptocurrency. It's so important, man. And if I may really quick piggyback off of that, I'm going to be doing a show weekly on my channel, Dusty Vision TV, where I have a former gang member who is a real estate agent, and he has a very successful life now. Left, the street life behind, and now he's flipping houses and properties all over the country. So I just really think that is so important, and I'm glad you dropped that jewel on him, Lonzo, about your house and all that, man.
It's amazing, man, that a lot of the guys who I know a lot of guys are so dope, and most of them don't have any dope money today. It's like it. I relate selling dope to skyrockets. They go up, they blow up, pow! They look pretty for about 30 seconds, then they gone. Okay? Skyrockets. I mean, when I watch I've been watching Black Gorilla Family.
BMF. Oh man, BMF. That's my shit right now. Oh.
I've been watching BMF, and it looks to me that my man, he knew it was only gonna last for a few years. Okay? He knew it was only gonna last, but he never had an exit plan. Okay, I read the book. He didn't have an exit plan. His brother wanted out, but because his brother got caught first, it took Meech down. Okay, and this is in the book. Meech wasn't going nowhere. The brother was trying to get out, and somehow or another, the brother's team got caught up, put the brother back in it. Next thing, Meech is in it. Okay, and I never try to tell people how to run their lives. I just give them something to think about. Not even advice, just something to think about. Most cats get into the game, they have no exit plan. Some guys, I knew white boys that did stuff back in the day. I had a white boy working with me at Caltrans. Him and his buddy wanted to open a surf shop. and his dad was a pilot, had a plane. He taught him how to fly. He stole his dad's plane, flew it to wherever it was, Mexico, came back with X amount of pounds of weed, sold the weed, and never did it again, and opened up his surf shop. That was he was in and out. He made him a quick 500,000, came back, bought a surf shop, that was done. Okay, and most cats in our community want to be the next whoever, and it don't work like that. Okay, you got too much going against you, and they never have an exit strategy. So only exit strategy is death or the penitentiary. And if I'm wrong, please correct me in the chat room.
Man. You know, Alonzo, speaking of the chat, I had this planned and I failed miserably. I was supposed to let everybody know that we now have a super chat. If you look below where you actually get to type in your comment, everybody in the chat, you'll see a little $sign. You click on that $sign, you could donate to the channel right now. Lonzo puts a lot of work into this, and we're really trying to build the channel and everything. So if you guys can, donate, $3, $4, $5, $10, that would be awesome. We see a lot of the same people in the chat room, and you guys ask how you can support. Right there, I'm telling you right now, super chat live, boom, it'll pop up. We'll give you a shout out. We'll promote any business that you have. If you want to, we'll definitely take care of you if you take care of the show. So I just want to throw that out there. It's right below where you type in. There's a little $sign. Click on it, and we really appreciate it.
Definitely, I would always appreciate it. Anybody that wants to support this channel, what we're trying to do here, because I think we might do some more marketing. Maybe we can advertise and on Google Ads or something to get our views up and get some more viewers and listeners in here. So that would definitely help to do that with folks. And also, don't forget to download the Roku channel, Homegrown Media Network. Please, please, please don't forget the channel, Homegrown Media Network, folks. That's my channel, and it's up and running. But you'll see the new content after the first of the year. I'll be adding my new content and starting into December. So yes, it's designed for movie makers, short stories, whatever. Come on down, folks. My show that I'm promoting right now is the release party. What I'm going to introduce. I'm shooting 4 episodes featuring 20 new acts of all are part of the Lyrical Revolution. Okay, I am the leader of the Lyrical Revolution, the nonprofit, and the Lyrical Revolution will be televised on Homegrown Media Network, folks. That's real talk.
Love it. Now we have about 6 minutes left. I forgot to ask you, did you have a back of the day segment today?
I got a little short something. I was going through some pictures today, man. I didn't get a chance to take any new pictures, but I have some old pictures that's in my some files I had, and I just thank you.
Go ahead and take me off. Go ahead and take me off.
And I just run some stuff, man. This is a real short situation. This brother right here, y'all know that's DOC, man. DOC called me earlier this year to do his be a part of his documentary. Now people talk about Dre and Cube, but yes, DOC. I played a hand in DOC's career as well, man. This is why my hand that I played was the part that I played in his career. I brought him to my studio, and my partner, Dr. Rock, who was a part of Eve After Dark and the Wrecking Crew, he was in the Feel Fresh crew. DOC was in the Feel Fresh crew, and next thing I know, he was in Rufus. But he respected me enough to call me up, hey man, I want you to be in my documentary. And that's the picture we got a chance to take when we were shooting his documentary. Now, y'all know me and Calvin is tight from VIP Records, but I just had to throw this in here because Calvin's my boy, and he and I have been rocking together for God knows how long. And some of these pictures will be in the documentary. Some of them won't. I don't know what's going to happen just yet. And some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know that me and Master P got a relationship because he sampled my song "Turn Off the Lights," and that song is Mr. Ice Cream Man. So just so in case you don't know, now you know. Why is my phone ringing? They know I'm doing my show. This is me and my boy Freeway Rick. Now, how do Lonzo know Freeway Rick? Freeway Rick and I used to hang out. Well, he's been on my show before. He was just coming up during the 80s, but Eve After Dark was jumping off. Okay. In the middle was my partner, Eric. He's a good friend of mine. But Freeway Rick, Eric had a party, and Freeway Rick was there, and I stopped by, and we got another flick together. And we have a good relationship. I just talked to Freeway Rick last week. I hooked him up with some more folks. So this is the kind of stuff that people don't know who I know, and don't know my connections, and that's probably why I have I'm the go-to guy. I've been the go-to guy for years. So that's my claim to fame. I'm the go-to guy. Right here, you got 3 OGs. You got me, Kid Frost, and Curtis Blow, all along with clientele. Okay? Now, that's not something you're gonna see on a regular basis, folks. Lonzo, me and Kid Frost go back to the early 80s doing shows in Sacramento together. He was big and fat, wearing the cholo, what he was wearing the zoo suit, okay? And everybody knows me and Curtis' history and me and Clientele's history. Now this is a show that never came out, but again, you got 4 OGs right here. You got the brother in the suit. That's Master G from Sugar Hill Gang, myself, Cool Mo D, and DMC for Run DMC. Cool Mo D had a show. It was almost like the Bill Maher show, and he was shooting an episode. And on the first episode, he called me out to represent the West Coast. Okay, and the show never came out for whatever reason. I don't know what happened. They was trying to get him to do a black version of Bill Maher, because if anybody knows Cool Mo D, he's a very knowledgeable kid. He's a very smart dude. And we were all the guests on the show. But again, here you got 4 OGs. You got Cool Mo D, DMC, myself, and Master G from Sugar Hill Gang. And last but not least, that's Eazy-E's son, Lil E. I'm talking to him right now. I'm trying to get him on the show. I might have him this week. I'm not sure. But I would like to say he said he wanted to come, but Thanksgiving got in our way, and I don't know what the schedule is right now. I haven't talked to him this week yet. But this is that is my little something I put together today. Just to put it out there, folks. No brag, just fact.
I love that. Hey, shout out Easy Steve. Thank you so much for the donation.
Doc. Appreciate it.
Really, really appreciate it. He says, keep it up. He says he's looking forward to the DLC documentary. I am as well, man. DLC has a very interesting career, and a lot of people don't know that Lonzo has a DLC interview that never was, because he forgot to hit record. He forgot to fucking hit record.
I forgot. We talked for like an hour and a half, man. He opened his heart to me, man. All his alcohol things, and have the baby with Erykah Badu and all that stuff, man. And after we talked, and I looked at the thing, and it wasn't moving, and it just broke my heart. And I was too embarrassed to call him back and reschedule. Man, I'm gonna call him back, but I couldn't do it right then, man. I felt so stupid.
Damn.
I felt so fucking stupid.
Happens to all of us, but it's only going to happen once. And then that's why I always have my mixing board going right now as a backup. If anything ever happens, we got my mixer right here, man. That hurt. Let's, I guess one more quick. We're already over an hour, but Miami 808 wants to know, Lonzo, ever think about selling world-class Wrecking Crew merchandise or clothing?
I got something working on. I'm working on something right now, folks. I've got something working on right now for 2022.
That would be big. And we could sell from the channel too. So if you put those shirts on there, there's a place where they can click and literally purchase right there. They make it so easy for us, man. So, thank you all for tuning in. We got 31 people. If you guys can smash that like button before we exit the building, it really, really helps the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in every Tuesday, Thursday. Lonzo has his show as well, where he usually interviews someone. And every single day, we at least post one clip right here on the channel. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat. Floor is yours, Lonzo.
Folks. All right, folks. Here we go. Like I say every week, y'all, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. Let me say something before I finish up. Y'all don't know where I got that from, do you? You have no idea. Okay?
Give it to us.
I'll tell you about this. Ask your mama about Jerry Dunphy.
The white, the newscaster?
Jerry
with
Dunphy,
the white hair.
With the white hair, okay?
Uh-huh.
Jerry Dunphy used to say every time he opened up a show, from the other to the sea in all of Southern California, good evening. That was his line.
Wow.
Okay,
That's some LA shit right there.
that's some LA shit right there. Okay, and that's why I do that. That's my line. Okay, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to Concerts in the Park, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, folks. Dusty, much love to you. Chat room.
Always a pleasure, man. Peace.
We are out of here, folks. Ooh.